This is the Maraba market area in Karu local government area of Nasarawa state. Here, you can buy virtually anything and everything, including goods labeled not for sale. This particular spot along the Abuja-Kefi Expressway is perpetually busy with minor or major traffic gridlock almost at every time of the day because of the activities of sellers and buyers. In the middle of the double-lane expressway are sellers of mosquito nets, one of the most viable items used for preventing the spread of malaria. These insecticide-treated net sellers are spotted almost a few inches from each other due to the high demand of the nets made possible by the prevalence of mosquitoes which cause malaria. According to statistics, Africa accounts for the highest mortalities from malaria, with Nigeria having a substantial number in those deaths. As part of global efforts to address the scourge of malaria in Nigeria and reduce the attendant deaths from the disease, efforts such as free distribution of insecticide-treated nets to households have been championed by the federal government and development partners such as USAID and the US President's initiative against malaria. With these efforts, households are to receive these nets free of charge through health centers and other distribution channels as may be adapted by the Ministry of Health through its relevant department. However, the authorities, through proxies, were reported to have corrupted the distribution process and commercialized it for personal gain by hoarding and selling them to retailers, while pregnant women and children suffered the scourge of malaria, with deaths recorded in some cases. This is despite the fact that these nets are clearly labeled not for sale.
The question is, why do you have to sell something that is meant to be given to people free? And I think it was actually targeted at people in the rural area. You get, but in the city centers, you will see it being sold at maybe rather ridiculous price. Then you know that people in the ministry are certainly involved, or people working with the donor agencies, because those are the people that should have access to it. You also wonder why somebody, a businessman or a trader, will go for a product that you know is clearly written on it not for sale, because it means that you're involved in a criminal activity. Can the person actually claim ignorance? I don't think so, but because in Nigeria we like cutting corners and we get away with it, so we'll keep doing it.
Those were criminals. This is it's a criminal act.
I can't say anything about that. I've been seeing them also. What I think of it is just because the way the country is being corrupt. Maybe when they brought the net, those irresponsible may be allowing it to leak somewhere.
It's out of greed and, if I may add, not just greed, covetousness. And this is one of the problems that we are having in this nation today. Things are meant for the masses. Few individuals keep it to themselves and causing unnecessary poverty and hardship for people. Little efforts the government is making to alleviate poverty. People in authority, they will convert it and make it personal business and will sell it back to the poor masses, and it is unbearing, it is bad.
To verify the claim, we set out to two major markets in Karu local government area, notably Maraba and Masaka markets. At Maraba, our crew set out to buy one of the nets from the several vendors along the road. And moments later, the transaction is complete. And we open the net to see that it is clearly from the federal government and labeled not for sale. We repeat the process at another vendor's place and we confirm that the net is also marked not for retail sale, but we just bought it at retail sale. Operating undercover, Our crew tries to find out how they are supplied the nets by pretending to buy in bulk for onward distribution, and we discover they are under strict instruction not to disclose the identities of their suppliers, who are clearly officials of the government. While these vendors gave us his number to call for bulk supply, a similar scenario plays out in these other retailers' sport.
Yeah, they want the plenty the one buy. I'm buying. You go say they want that again. I can't. You go say they want. They go say me. Bagan ni anan say think like. Who would I know it is? This I want you. When I did that, who would I know it is? You say they get them for sure. Any amount you want. Yeah, that's where I shop. Where you not shop? Ini jago. Maba mana bude ya bane idan mutum zai sai kaya za mu je a bude a bashi. Kamar ya zama tsoro ne. Muna da kaya ne ko ya. Sai na store. They get where out.
The same scenario plays out at Massa car markets, where the nets are also being sold, including those from the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. This woman, who sells some of the nets, narrated how officials charged with the responsibility of distributing them shortchange beneficiaries and sell to buyers even at the point of distribution.
You write in your presence that they say, go and come back tomorrow, the one today is finished. You see a bag that they are carrying from the backyard of the house. Somebody who has come because someone has come to pay for them. And people that are in queue under the sun go home. Like me, I think I went to go under the sun. I said, don't mind, I said, don't mind, I passed this one. I just know because I just want. I can't waste my time under sun. Go and queue for something of highest 1,000. I didn't know they would
It's terrible.
Sometimes they will come to the houses, they take census, how many people. At the end of the day, you must get it. Sometimes the government will tell them, give 2 or 3 to each family. Higher they will give you.
They hug the rest.
They hug the rest.
Although she understands that trading in such items amounts to complicity, she finds herself doing it because the nation has somehow institutionalized corruption.
It's not good. I don't feel happy about it because I know that the general masses need it. As I am now, if government give me 1 or 2 of these things for my family, it will prevent them from malaria attack and all those kind of stuff, and I'll be happy about it. But you see, and some people need it, they don't even have the money to buy it. It's not easy to even cover to 1,000 naira. To some families today, 1,000 naira is like 100,000. So if you give it to them, I tell you, they'll be very, very excited. And it will alleviate some pain and some suffering from them. People bring goods into the market that will have this to sell. And definitely because you are selling to make profit. If they sell for you, for instance, at 700 naira or 800 naira, you can sell at 1,000, you can sell at 900, depending on your bargaining power. Because sometimes to you feel maybe you get it cheaper from them. If maybe something they're selling 1,000, they can give you at 700 or 800 naira. You add your 100 naira or 200 naira on top and sell. And instead of going to maybe pay transport to come and source it, you think that it's okay by you. But at the same time, we are not happy about it because when we see that some of those things are for free and they are not selling it to people, it's not nice. But I can't stop it. I have no power to stop it because I didn't know where they got it from. I can't stop them. I can't arrest them. I can't hinder them from selling. And people are in need of it. So you can only buy it, add 1 naira on top and sell as a business person that you are making profits.
Despite this thinking, the law is clear that parties involved in this corrupt trade have all violated the law and deserve to be punished.
There is a very popular expression of law, which is very correct, and it says the ignorance of the law is not an excuse, meaning that certain offenses are actually established by the possibility of the fact that there is a guilty action and a guilty mind. Now, where it is expressly stated on the face of the property that it is not for sale, that presumes that anybody who is selling it knows full well that he or she is going against an understanding. And the thing that it goes further to be inscribed on that property that it is government, it belongs to the government, and that is government property. Anybody who is involved in selling it has actually satisfied the two ingredients required for establishing a crime. That is, a guilty mind and a guilty action. That such a person, no doubt, with effective prosecution, will be convicted and appropriately punished.
She and a few others are of the view that tracking the process of distribution will ensure that the net gets to the real beneficiaries. But will this ever happen?
The government should put people in place to investigate, because some people are doing it behind. We don't know, because we don't know where the actual place this net is coming from. So people will just collect it up and go and give some one or two agents to sell it for them. So they should, if you are giving it to people to go and distribute, make sure you give people to take it up, to back it up, because most of us, we don't know where this net is coming from. And we don't know the ministry. I know it's from the Ministry of Health, but the actual office. So they will give it up, and you see that they, like my place, and somebody buy it. They buy it. So the government should put eye on it at least, so that we will know the real ones and the one that is not for sale. Please.
You have to sanction them now. Sanction them. That's my own point of view.
If there will be any net to be distributed, than for them to employ other distributors or whatever, I think it will be better let them use the facilities, each facility of each community, because we are more closer to the community and will know their problem and will know them better. So that when we distribute, the one that will remain we will keep. If any child that they brought with serious malaria and we found out that it's because maybe during the distribution they didn't get the net, we give. Or any pregnancy mother coming for the first time to book for antenatal, we ask her if she don't have net, we give. That was how it was initially. Then they later on changed the system. They don't use to supply again.
When you give us such things, put machineries or personnel that will ensure that such things are distributed evenly. Let it get to the grassroots. In fact, it must not be those people in the top officials. Set up machinery, you can come like inside the market like this. As we are here now, you mount it, some of them here, say, okay, people in this area come here and be picking it, and let somebody be there and monitor that that person you drop it, that people are really collecting it, is distributing it. Not just give it to some big men over there. They will call their people, take it to their house or to their warehouse. At the end of the day, they will come and camouflage that people have received it. Maybe few or two individuals they give it to, they video them that they have given to people, and meanwhile the major quantity is with them. And at the end of the day, people are still suffering what they're suffering. So when you bring such a thing, it must not go through them.
Few meters away from Masaka Market, we visit a health center in the community called Luvumadaki. At this center, we were told that the nets are not just insufficient, but the few they have are all being overused because they have not been given the nets for a long time.
Actually, we need nets in the facility, but we don't have nets presently now in the facility to be issued. It was years back, I think maybe 10 years back, sometimes they will give us nets to be given under 5 and pregnant mothers, first timers. But for years, we don't even have the net, unless maybe if they will do net campaign, maybe in 3 years' time. If they will do it, they will bring nets to the facility, and after that distribution, no net will be left in the facility for us to be issuing to our clients or our patients.
We sought to know what health issues they attend to the most at the center, and we are told that malaria and typhoid top the list.
The most common illness is the malaria and typhoid. We mostly treat them on malaria and typhoid. Initially, we were having the malaria drugs supported, but with a new system, we are doing DRF, They give them the malaria drugs, the anti-malaria, not free, but they paid a little turkey, lesser than the way they will buy in the chemist outside.
Openly displayed on the notice board of the health center is a chart showing a consistent increase in cases of malaria in the last 6 months. Most of these cases could have been avoided if centers like this one got regular supplies, but those supplies are all up for sales. As Clearview TV found out, most families in rural communities like Luvu Madaki cannot afford 1,000 to 1,500 naira to buy the net, so they resort to accusing the management of the health center of hoarding the net and not giving to them, when in reality the hoarding is from the Federal Ministry of Health through the department that is charged with the distribution.
The community, they can only blame we because they don't know how nets do come. All they know were the health facility was supposed to provide them with nets. And if they don't have, anytime we're advising them, there is the importance of them sleeping under treated mosquito net or sleeping under mosquito net. They will only blame us that we supposed to give them free. How do they supposed to buy nets? And they don't have any, they don't even want to hear you telling them, get a net for yourself. They will tell us, provide a net for us.
Before leaving the health center, we had to donate one of the nets we had earlier bought to confirm that the nets are being sold to the facility. Inside one of the homes in the community, the owner, who declined to speak on camera, takes us to his bedroom where the two nets they bought are actually meant to be given free of charge because they are labeled not for sale. Although many have resigned to the belief that corruption is part of the Nigerian system and as such nothing can be done to change it, others remain positive that perpetrators of acts like this will not go unpunished.